Hello, you guys. Welcome to Riahs Tie-Dye. If you've never been here before, thank you for finding me, and I hope you enjoy. We are doing a tapestry today, and we're going to get right into it. So the last tapestry we did, super cool, nice fall colors, cool mandala, right? So, me and my man had a good idea. We kind of want to do the same concept as that one, but instead of dyeing the outsides. So we're going to do the same fold that we did last time, but we have a cool twist. Now I want to call this the Doodle Mandala because it's kind of going to look like a doodle that you kind of just drew on paper because you were bored or, you know, whatever, but it's going to look awesome. And of course, when you think of tie-dye, most people think of rainbow, I guess. So we're going to go with rainbow on this one. So what we're going to do is, this is a 5x5, 100% cotton tapestry with hanging loops. If you don't have these, or if you want to find these, I have links in the description box below and for everything else that I use in my videos. So if you're interested, everything's right down there and you can purchase all of that stuff. I have everything that you could ever think of down there. Just check it out. But these are awesome because they have the hanging loops. So if you want to tack them, you want to nail them up, whatever, hanging loops, you can always switch your tapestries out just like I do on my wall. And we're going to get started. So first things first, we're going to fold this guy in half. And this sat in soda ash for at least 20 minutes and was spun out in the washer. So it's damp, but it's not, you know, it's not sopping wet and it's not super dry, which is exactly what we want because that holds better when you're folding it, stays in place better. You definitely don't have to do this. If you want to tie it dry, you can. I just find it easier. So I'm just lining up all of my edges. It's kind of rough, but that's okay. We're going to have to smooth it out anyways. So once you have it folded in half, fold it in half again. And this time we're going to lay it down and we're going to line everything up. So line up all of your edges, all of your corners, depending on where you got your tapestry from. I know mine come from Sunshine Joy, and normally I don't have that much of a problem. They're like probably a couple inches off sometimes though, so they're not exactly 58 inches by 58 inches. But that is definitely okay. I have no, like, I'm not picky about stuff like that, so not a big deal. It's just, you gotta work with what you got. And for some reason, tapestries have been scarce, so if you don't find any anywhere, that's probably why a lot of people are buying them right now so they can tie-dye. Which is fine, but I need some too. So if you happen to find any, decent priced, shipping's not terrible, let me know. I did just find some more. They're not my 5x5s like I always get, but I definitely love my 5x5s. I got some 30x45, so they're 30 inches. I don't know what's going on here. They're 30 inches by 45 inches, which I have never really done that before. I actually just did a customer order and it was 85 inches by 100 inches, and she asked for the 16.17 color mandala, but she got a 16.18 color mandala because that's a lot of fabric and I had to put one extra design in there. So this is about as good as I'm gonna get it, and that is okay with me. I just want it to look cool. Okay, so now, just because I have to explain this sometimes, some people don't do it right the first time, and that's totally fine. You might have to just do it a couple times or practice a couple times. So, to find the middle of your fabric or your tapestry, you have to look at your corners after it's been folded in half twice. So, obviously this side has the hanging loop, so that's definitely not the middle of it. And then if you look at this side, you have 2 pieces of fabric. It looks like 2 layers here and 4 layers here. Same with that corner over there. So those are definitely not your center either. Now if you look at this edge, it's got 1 layer here and 2 here. So basically, the easiest way I can tell you is it has 1 opening here and no opening here. And then the even better way, I guess I should have just started with this, it's normally the corner that is opposite of your hanging loops. Not always the case. I don't know how that works, but that is the best way I can describe it. So what we're going to do is find the center, hold it down with your finger, and then this side's not going to work because you can't pull any of the fabric back because it's one fold there. But this side you can. So put your finger down and pull it up like a triangle. Line it up. Smooth it out just a little bit. Doesn't have to be perfect unless you want it to be, and then you can. And then we're going to fold it again. So this fold here, if you do this to the other side and it looks like this part, that will be an 8-point mandala. So that's the typical looking mandala. Now, if you want to do a 16-point, you definitely can. You fold it 1 more time over. So I really want to try to do that with this one. We'll see how it works. But we'll fold it up 1 more time. Make sure it looks like a really skinny pie piece. Or if you've ever gotten a cookie cake. Sorry, I don't know why I even said that. A cookie cake looks like this when you're just trying to make enough for the party. You know what I mean? Anyway, ignore me. And then we're going to make sure we grab all of the fabric on the side, because if you let go of it and you pull it up like I'm about to do and it all comes undone, you have to redo it. So I just flip that over and then we're going to do it again. So hold the center, fold it up, fold it up again, and 1 more time. Now, it's not always going to be the exact thing that you wanted. Definitely not. So if you look at mine, you can see that I have, this part looks wider than the top part. That happens to me all the time. So I don't know if that happens to you, but I go with it because it still looks awesome. If not, you can keep doing it until you want it, get it the way that you want it, no problem. So now that we have it like this, we're going to draw some lines. I have a washable marker. You can also find those in the links down below. And I think this is just crazy art, but you really just have to make sure that it's washable. That's going to come off of your fabric when you get it through the washer. So all we're going to do is zigzag all the way up until we get to the hem line there. So I'm going to leave the middle kind of large. So we're going to zig up, zag up, and then keep going all the way up. Now this is definitely going to be thicker. If any of you have done one of my 16-point tutorials, which I have honestly lost count. I'm not even sure if we've even done more than one, so I'm sorry, I'm tired. Alright, so for 16 points, super thick, it's not really that fun to tie, but as long as you have sinew, you are good. Now you can tell this is different sinew than what I'm normally using, so I will be trying this out for the first time. I believe I got this from Hobby Lobby. I think Amazon was out of stock at the time, so I had to find something, and this is what I got. So this is a little bit thicker. I think it's a little more waxier. There's definitely a lot on the roll. I do not have a dowel, like I've told you before, for my sinew, so I'll be trying it just like this, and you get to laugh at me, so let's do it. So we're gonna make our slip knot, and if you haven't checked out my video, Riahs Tips and Tricks, I show you exactly how to make the slip knot that I make here. Not that you don't already know how to do it, maybe you don't, I don't know. Alright, so we're going to slip this on, and there's really not going to be any pleat folding to this because it is so thick. So you're just going to have to try to sort of fold it in a way that it's going to match up. So basically what we're going to do here is we're going to line our sinew up with the marker line. And if you have to bind it up a little bit, that's basically how I do it. So then pull it until it's holding it for you so that you can stop holding it and you can get rid of the slack in your sinew. Put your hand down on it a little hard and then pull it. You'll start to see that this string's gonna start sliding through. If you let it go all the way, it'll come undone, so don't do that. I leave some room. And then we're gonna actually wrap this sinew around 3 times is my magic number. You can do it more, you can do it less, that's up to you. I like the white lines. So then you're gonna put your hand down on it again and pull as hard as you can. Try not to snap your sinew. We'll see how this stuff works. Oh, that's good. Extra waxy, my hands are sticky. All right, so you can either cut that and do a different one for each line if you want. Kind of a waste if you ask me, so I'm not doing that. So I'm going to unravel some more and we're going to keep going all the way up. So if you want to see me do it one more time, so from this line up or from your sinew up, even if it's a little off, that is okay. So now take your sinew, match your marker line, and just make sure you're keeping your tapestry together and it's not unfolding underneath itself. And I'm actually going to wrap this around 3 times already. I'm not even going to do once because I did it with the first one, so no need. Actually, I'll do it 4 times just in case. I'm nervous about the sinew, so. Alright, put your hand down on it. I definitely don't recommend pulling on the strand. It'll hurt. Whew. That is definitely waxy. You can see, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but there's white wax coming right up off of that. Hopefully that's a good thing. We'll see. Alright, you guys, I'm going to speed this up a little bit, but we're going to keep going. All right, you guys, so we got that tied. Now we have the rest of this fabric. Now you can do whatever you want with it. There's not much to do with it. So I'm just going to rubber band it up. I am actually planning on leaving that white because I think it'll look cool, especially with whatever color goes here is going to bleed into it a little bit. It'll definitely have a different effect on it. Now this one is going to sit in dry overnight just because I feel like it has it doesn't bleed as much, and it actually, I think, turns out way better when you open it up when it's dry. This isn't for all things. You don't have to do that for like ice dye, but sometimes it has a different effect. So definitely try it a couple different ways because, like I said, it could look different if it's dry as opposed to wet when you dye it. Even with ice dye, it can look different. Now I'm getting super excited because it had snowed here the other day, and I love snow dye. I go outside and I grab a bunch of snow and bring it in and put it on some dyed stuff, and it turns out so cool. You guys gotta try it. I'm definitely gonna do it for you soon. The snow had melted, so I didn't have a chance, but this is gonna sit and dry out as much as it can. It is a couple layers, so it might still be a little bit damp in the middle, but no big deal. We are going to dye this rainbow, but we're literally only gonna dye near the sinew. So if I do rainbow, I'm gonna do red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, red, orange, yellow, green, blue. So I'm only going to do it by the sinew. So I kind of want the dye on both sides, but I don't want it to overtake each of these petals because that's the whole point of it looking like a doodle, I guess. So we're going to let this dry out and then dye it. So we'll be right back. Alright guys, so our mandala is all dried out and we are ready to dye this thing. So we are going to do the rainbow on this one, and this one does look different from the last one I did because I tried to scrunch it all together. But because we're doing a 16 point, that's not really possible. So what we're going to do is we're going to go up with the rainbow just around the sinew area. So we're going to do red right here, and it's going to bleed on both sides a little bit. And then orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple. And in this case, it's stock red, deep orange, bright yellow, lime pop green, robin's egg blue, and red, violet, purple, and then we'll just keep going up. This I'm going to leave white. I definitely want a lot of white in here, and I also know that the colors are going to bleed a little bit, and I kind of want them to. It's going to look really cool. So we're just going to get started, and you can follow along. Alright, so just so you know, we went rainbow all the way up just around the sinew lines. It's going to bleed. I already know that. It always does, but that's going to look cool regardless of whether they bleed into each other or not. It's going to look awesome when we open it up. So we're going to let this sit for 24 hours and then we can open it up after we rinse it under cold water, and that'll be until the water runs clear. You can even heat up the water as you keep going, but start with cold so it'll kind of get rid of some of the soda ash before you wash it. And then the hot will help get a lot of the dye out for you before you actually wash it. And this tapestry will be soaking after we do the reveal. It'll soak in Dawn dish soap and hot water in the tub, because that's the biggest thing I have here that I can do it in. But that's just to keep the white white, and none of the other colors should turn it a different color. So we definitely want to keep that white and not dingy. So let's wait 24 hours and rinse it and open it up. Alright, you guys, so this is my doodle mandala. It's something that I kind of just came up with on my own. So this is probably the only thing, you're probably not going to find this anywhere else, I guess is what I'm saying. So this is rainbow colors. It's going to kind of look like somebody's had just doodled all over this with dye, I guess. And that someone is me. Just whatever. So anyway, so rainbow colors, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, and a lot of white. So it's going to look awesome. It's going to look like I drew all over it, and I kind of wanted that. So we just got to get the sinew off. And there should be lots of white lines, lots of pretty colors, and they kind of blend into each other. And right now, if you're looking at this like I am, you can see lots of random like bleeding, and that was only for me rinsing it in cold water. So we're going to be soaking this in the bathtub with not hot water, but just kind of like shower water. So if you like hot showers, you can do a hot bath for this, or like warm, but not cold. Don't do cold, because that's not going to help. So the warm and hottish water is going to help get the dye out of it, and the Dawn dish soap is going to help keep the white, and that's what we want. We don't want the rest of our white to be bled colors all over the place, because that would kind of look funny. Just like if you were going to wash a red t-shirt with white socks, your white socks are going to be pink, and I didn't want that. So one more, done. Okay, opening it up. Doodle mandala, are you ready? Here we go. Hey, come on. There we go. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is awesome. That's exactly what I wanted, and it looks super cool. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. If you want to know the specific colors, I said it while I was dyeing this. So that is the awesome tapestry I just came up with, and I love it. So I hope you guys love it too. If you did, make sure you hit that like button. You can leave a comment for me on stuff that you want to see in the future. And the thumbnail is the completed washed and dried version of this. So if you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, please do so. And then when you go to the notification bell, put it on all. You'll be notified every single time we post a video such as this. Thank you guys so much for watching, and happy tie-dyeing.